I'm live.
Check something real quick. Oh, here. Here. There. Did you see that?
Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. I haven't seen it. No.
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 Hmm.
Do I need to put it in my OBS somehow? Like copy the link or some shit?
That's what I was thinking might be the case, but to be honest, I don't fucking know. Oh,
Okay. How
start
do I do that
sharing
though, real
chat.
quick?
Oh, nigga, go to the fucking Google thing, and then there should be a button that says start sharing chat. I had to click it now. It says share chat is enabled.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So type something real quick.
Yer.
Perfect. Perfect.
Damn it, bro. Why they
All
gotta make
right.
shit so difficult? So fucking complicated.
I did it before. You're new to this, so it was
I'm
about
I've
time that
I've
you
done it
figured it
before
out.
too.
Not like me. Not like me.
Niggas want to be special so bad, bro. Damn, bro.
All
This
right.
is best card of the year to date. I'll tell you what.
Best card of the year to date.
Yep. Can't think of a single card better than this one.
Last week. No, I'm just kidding. Last week's card was probably the worst one of the year, right?
No, I feel like last week's card actually kind of delivered more than what I expected.
No, it delivered, but on paper wise,
Yeah, but this card
going
I feel
into
like
it.
bro, nah, this card has got to be far worse, bro.
You
Far
think
worse.
so?
Bro, out of the entire card, keep in mind it's a pay per view. There's not a single ranked fighter until we get to the co-main. Not a single ranked fighter. You could be anywhere from number 1 to number 15. They didn't put a single one on there until we get to the co-main.
Okay,
They're
okay.
fighting in Philadelphia, right? Y'all could have put fucking what's that one dude's name that he reps the fuck out of Philly? Pfeiffer,
Eddie
Joe
Alvarez?
Pfeiffer. Could
Oh,
be Joe Pfeiffer. Could be not Eddie Alvarez, but you could have put fuck. How am I going blank right now? The nigga that just lost to Michael Morales. I really like him.
oh, Sean Brady.
Sean Brady. Could have been Sean Brady. You know how many Philadelphia fighters they have on this card? One. And you know who it is?
Islam Makhachev.
No, nigga. Damn it. It's the biggest underdog in the entire card. Fucking Jeremy Wells. Or Jeremiah Wells. That's the only Philadelphia fighter they have on this card.
Hey. But thing is like it's hard to deliver straight to Philadelphia, because again, like you're like, how many Philadelphia fighters do we have?
Well, I just named three, and you could have put all
Right.
three on this card. You could have put Sean Brady on here. You could have put Joe Pfeiffer on here. You chose not to. And then the one fighter you did put is a heavy, heavy, heavy underdog. And again, even if you couldn't do that, we could have at least put a fighters that are ranked somewhere between ranked 1 through 15 other than the co-main and the main event.
Hey, not everything can be stacked. I think that I like this card, to be honest. For the name value and stuff, I think it's a solid
I do
card,
like
bro, in
it.
my
I
opinion.
did
I'm
not
not gonna lie.
realize I didn't now and I feel like I do like this card, but they did do a couple things stupid. I named a couple of them, but another one like why the fuck do we have Orabai starting out on the early prelims first fight of the night?
That shows
That's
you how stacked the
abs
card is. This card
that's
is stacked.
absolutely
I,
insane, bro.
I believe that that's not gonna be the case, to be honest. It's probably like it could be, but bro, I swear, like I even just clicked on upcoming on the UFC website, and it still says Gamrot versus Salkeld. Don't make me angry. Fix the fucking website, god damn it.
God damn
But
it.
yeah, they could definitely change the order. You know, like I was thinking probably the Rafael Tobias fight was gonna be the
The
first
first
fight
fight.
of the night. You know,
Yep. That
maybe the Neil
should be the
Magny
first fight.
fight. You know,
Yeah, you don't disrespect my boy Neil like that.
all right. But yeah, no, I mean, I feel like it's pretty solid. You know, that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, last week's was a fight night, so but on paper, last week's
For sure. I just think we've been spoiled. It's been some bangers of some pay-per-views, and eventually they have to put people like this on here, right? It just fucking happens. So I just think we've been spoiled. I don't think it's a horrible card. I may not like certain things that they did on the card, but I don't think it's horrible. And again, when we say it all the time, this is the type of card that people shit on, and then this is the card that fucking delivers. You know what I'm saying?
hopefully are people shitting on it.
Oh yes.
Damn.
Oh yes. Bro,
Okay. Is
this
it the
one
rank
dude,
fighting thing? That's where you gotta look at like the fights though. You know, you
I
can't
mean,
just
even
look at
even
if
Matty
they're ranked or
Betts.
not.
I don't know if you know who Matty Betts is. He's like one of Hey
Yeah.
Jive's
Yeah.
homeboys. Yeah, he shitted on it bad. He was like, bro, they could give me free tickets to this fight. I'm not going. I was like, whoa.
Damn.
Yeah, he was shitting on it bad, bro. I was like, yo, that's crazy. But nah,
Okay.
yeah, it's definitely getting some hate. But again, this is the card that like you can really do. You could really have some upsets. Obviously, the main event, but you could really have some upsets other than that, and you could also have some pretty good finishes, some highlight reel finishes. I could definitely see it happening on this card.
Oh yeah. And I mean, come on now. The main event, Islam Makhachev, Ian Garry. We've been
Yeah,
waiting on this. The world wants to see it, you know. And
yeah,
yeah, you know, like I feel like they're not gonna stack those bigger fights like that sometimes. I mean, but at the same time, like that, I don't. They're good lately. I feel like at their matchmaking and stuff. I do trust them, and bro, you can't have every single week be stacked, especially when you're doing the big ones. How they've been doing lately, the
yeah.
White
That's what I'm
House
saying.
and
Like,
stuff
I
like
just
that.
feel
You
like
know,
we
so
truly been spoiled with
yeah,
banger
we have.
fucking like they like yeah the White House that bitch was stacked from top to bottom. You know what I'm saying?
You know,
And then right after the White House, we had International Fight Week stacked top to bottom. You know, so at some point this had to happen, especially because I know they try to save some good fighters for UFC Noche, which is next month. So like, it
that
had to
one's gonna
happen.
be a banger too. You know,
Yeah, that
so
one's definitely gonna be a banger. Yeah, brother. But nonetheless, bro, UFC 330, Makhachev versus Machado Garry. You know, here at Philly, here in the States. Shit, brother, let's get into it, yeah?
yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Shit, bro. We starting out the night. Jeremiah Wells, as we were just talking about, hometown hero, you know, as they call him, versus how do you I always forgot to say this dude's first name.
Mick to back.
Miktabek, is that how you say it? Miktabek
I think
Orbai.
that's how you say it, Mick to back.
Sounds pretty good to me. Yeah. Miktabek Orbai. Yeah, brother. You know, we got listen, bro, Jeremy Wells, we got a huge age gap. We got 39 years old versus 28 years old. You know, he didn't even start training MMA till he was 24 years old. So he was a little late into the game. 5-2 in the UFC, uh, with the 1-2 record in his last three. You know, he doesn't have the best striking sometimes. He does this like lunging shots and looping punches, you know, but he just leans on his power to back his opponents up or to sleep them, right? You know, he's really big for this weight class. Um, but his last KO was back in 2022. You know, he does have a BJJ black belt. So his bread and butter is getting it to the ground, getting those takedowns, and just kind of using his muscles to get some sort of like squeeze choke. I'm looking. He has 4 wins by sub. All of them are some kind of squeeze choke, squeeze in the head. Right? We got El Condo, we got guillotine, we got all those. He loves the squeezes. Um, with his hands. You know, he is really dangerous in the first round due just because of his recklessness. And although he does have a black belt in Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, We saw in his last fight against Garimbo that if you can be the one to initiate the ground game and get him on his back, he doesn't do so well because his main threat is his ground just chokes, and he can't really do that off of his back. He has power. Again, he's a big dude for this weight class. He likes throwing. He is slugging. He has power, but the boy couldn't even sleep fucking Carlston Harris. Carlston Harris has no fucking chin. So, he's coming in as a hefty, like I said, the biggest underdog in the card, plus 600. And across from him, you have Orbai at a minus 900. He's definitely the younger fighter. He has a 5-1 record in the UFC, only loss being to a split decision fight of the night against Mateusz Rebecki. He has he has wins against very notable names. Tofik Masayev, that's aging very well. Euros Medic is aging even better than that. He has wins over those people, right? He grew up in high elevation in some mountains, so his cardio has never really been an issue for him. He is a heavy grappler, but and I think his last fight in who was against Chris Curtis, he broke that welterweight record for the most takedowns. I think he scored like 19 takedowns or whatever. He broke the welterweight record. But he is very calm on the feet. We've seen his cardio. We've seen him have heart to last 3 rounds and take heavy shots before. So yeah, brother. We're starting this night off with the biggest favorite on the card. I think it's not surprising. Give me Orbai. I have him by a round 2 finish. I could see a ground and pound or a sub, but if I have to pick, then give me sub. I want to take a round 1, but I think Wells is way too dangerous and powerful in the first, and he'll explode even on the bottom to get back up. So Orbai is but also Orbai is just way too well rounded, and he has such a high pace on the ground. I mean, yeah, he's shown that he can take shots from heavy hitters like Euros Medic, like Rebecki. So, I mean, maybe look if you want to. Again, I'm probably going to put a round 2 finish. Maybe look to even live bet or buy potentially after round 1 if you see Wells having some success, so you can get a better price tag than a minus 900.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that because he's gonna get it done in the first round. You know, we're not going to the second round. I agree with everything that you said, except yeah, I think he's gonna be significantly better than him. I think this is a downgrade in opponents for him. Uh, I don't even know why they made this fight. Honestly.
I
And so
really
yeah,
don't either.
I'm very confident in a roll by. I think that he's gonna get a first round submission. And yeah, everything that you said was correct. I don't really have much to follow up on that. I pretty much said the same thing. Yeah, Jeremiah Wells got power. I'm not believing in him so much in the first round. I don't believe in him to survive against a roll by, to be honest. So uh
I can
Jeremiah
respect
Wells,
it.
he's alright, but yeah, I don't think that I think a roll by is just gonna drown him very quickly. So give me a roll by
Respect,
round 1
respect.
submission.
Cool, bro. Fast, simple, sweet. We start
Yes,
out on the same
sir.
path. I like it, brother. I like it. Let's move on to the second fight of the night. You know, we're coming in. We just left a heavy favorite and heavy underdog. We're coming in where it's damn near a pick 'em. It'll probably close at a pick 'em. You got Neil Magny, the Haitian sensation, coming in at a plus 105, going up against Ramiz Brahima at a minus 110. Neil Magny's always known for outlasting his opponents, bringing them into deep waters. He's well rounded in, damn near every aspect because he has that experience. He is 2-3 in his last 5. But he's fought people like fucking Yaroslav Almasov, Carlos Prates, Michael Morales. He's also coming off his first submission loss in 3 years. And now he's facing another submission heavy threat, Brahima, who also is coming off a loss as well. So Brahima struggles in later rounds and has never won a decision victory in his professional career. And he's going against someone with the most victories in the welterweight division, and most of those coming by submission. Um, yeah, bro. Do you think Brahima can, get an early submission, show his grappling is up there with the elite? or does Neil Magny let his experience carry him to later rounds and get his hand raised for the 25th time in the UFC?
Yeah, obviously Neil Magny, he's got that experience like crazy, but he is 39 years old. You know, he's 2-3 in his last fight. The thing with Neil Magny is he fights every single killer in the division. And so he's lost a lot, but to be honest, they are the cream of the crop in probably the deepest division in the UFC, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, uh, I do have Ramiz Brahimaj. I don't know how you actually say it,
Yeah, I
but
think Brahima, but yeah.
yeah, I think that's because yeah, I didn't hear them saying the J. But I do got him. You know, I think he's got a lot of heart. Um, obviously, if it goes to decision, he's gonna lose. You know, that's where Neil Magny's experience can definitely do him good here. He's got a huge height and reach advantage, and so I do see why this is a pick 'em. But I am rocking with Ramiz. I'm going with submission round two. Uh, he's finished all of his wins, you know. So if he's not finishing Neil Magny, then he's gonna lose the fight. I think, you know. Uh, again, it's tough. Neil Magny does have a good stand-up game. He does have a lot of experience now. I mean, he's fought damn near his whole career in the UFC, you know. So
Mm-hmm.
it looks like he has a lot of wins, but I don't think his record is as bad as it seems. Just because, again, he has literally fought everybody in that welterweight division. I don't think Ramiz is gonna be on that level, you know, championship contender in this division, but I do think he can get Neil Magny out of there. So
Okay,
give
okay.
me round two submission.
Bet. I
Ramiz
can get with
Brahima.
that. Real quick, just because yeah, I kind of forgot, but I know you said you got Orbai by round one. Was it a round one sub?
Yeah.
Okay, round one sub. All right, bet. All right, cool. Also, secondly, you in trouble because I realized you did this slide. Why does no Magni only have one, two, three, four, five fights in the UFC?
Oh, my bad.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, nigga, you in trouble. This hey,
Well,
listen, I'm just letting
he's
everyone know that's watching
24-13 up
this.
there.
It wasn't me. It wasn't me. All right. We go on.
It was
Uh
late. It was
yeah.
late.
Yeah, bro. No Magni. I mean, again, you see another huge age gap, just like you did in the first fight, and y'all are gonna see this pattern going into this fight card. There's a lot of huge age gaps, so I'm gonna say this often, so we make sure we get the point across. This is a huge age gap. You got 39 versus 33, 6 year age gap. I mentioned it before. Neil Magny does have the most fights and wins in welterweight history. He has 34 fights and he has 24 wins in the UFC. You know, his range is very well on the feet. He does struggle against elite grapplers. Brahima, again, him being a grappler heavy, this is his chance to show if he's that elite grappler. You know, he's definitely the younger fighter, you know, with a 13-6 record. All his wins by finish, never won by decision. You know, he has one win by knockout, 12 by submission, and he's 5-4 in the UFC. You know, he has decent stand up, but struggles with taller fighters and inexperienced fighters that he's faced in the past. Uh, but yeah, bro. To be honest, I guess we're gonna start this off hot. Give me Neil Magny, brother. I got Neil Magny. I got him by round three knockout. I have round three knockout or decision. I'm gonna lean on the round three knockout. I think Neil Magny has strong hips to defend a lot of these takedowns. I don't think Brahima is one of these elite grapplers, especially in the welterweight division. He's good. He's great. He's not elite. Um, and yeah, bro, I think he has experience on his side with Brahima. He's shown to struggle with taller fighters. You see, 6'3" versus 5'10", and Neil Magny has an 8-inch reach on him. You know, I said I'll probably sprinkle a round one sub for Brahima, but I likely see him getting taken to deep waters and drowning.
Okay, I respect it.
So yeah, brother. Shit. All right, bet. I was wondering how at what point we were gonna get, opposites. Starting off second fight. That's what I like. And we move on. And we move on. We got Rafael Tobias coming in against as an underdog, plus 230. Mr. Bipolar himself coming against Lucas Fernando, making his debut in the UFC. Rafael Tobias, he is fresh to the gills, brother. 23 years old, fresh boy. He does he does have a brown belt in BJJ with a full submission kit. He's hit many different types of submissions. He has 6 submission wins. He is slow and heavy on the feet. He's flat-footed because he just tries to throw and land the big looping shots. When he does connect, it is damaging. But I feel like it caused him to kind of be a step behind at times. He does better when he mixes in his takedown threat with his striking. So his game plan really does need to be him mixing in that takedown threat early, closing the distance with short range punches, and working his submission skill. And he needs to work that up against Mr. Lucas Fernando, making his UFC debut, 29 years old with a kickboxing background. He was the LFA lightweight champion, right? Yeah, the LFA lightweight champion.
Light heavyweight.
Was it light heavyweight? I'm dumb as hell. My bad. Light heavyweight champion, and one of 3 fighters to ever hold a belt in 2 different weight classes in LFA history. He held a belt in middleweight, held it in light heavyweight. He comes in with a 4.5 reach advantage. He looks very good on the feet. Stinging shots to the top, mixing nice hooks to the body, damaging leg kicks. Not the best takedown defense from what I've seen, but his submission defense is solid. Where he'll play safe until he can get back to his feet, and at times he has good reversals as well. I just yeah, bro, I got Lucas Fernando. I got the favorite. I think he's gonna win by knockout, possibly a second round knockout. This pick I'm not too confident about because Tobias is a real threat on the ground, and Fernando has struggled in the past against grapplers. But from what I've seen, though, Tobias likes to strike and doesn't go for takedowns until he's losing minutes. It's due to his inexperience, again, 23 years old, that he does this. And in his case, instead of losing minutes, I feel like, yeah, bro, the brother's going to lose brain cells and he's going to be unconscious within the first 2 rounds. If I see Tobias mixing in the takedown threat early, I'm gonna look to live bet him, similar to I was talking about Orba. I'm gonna look to live bet him if I see him mixing it in the first round early. For round 2, sprinkle some money on Tobias by sub in general. But I think Lucas Fernando gets it done in the second round.
Hey, I got the exact same pick. I got Lucas Fernando, round 2 knockout. Yeah, Rafael Tobias, he's solid. Thing is, he's like you said, literally, he's got everything I was gonna say, except I was just gonna say a little bit more about Lucas Fernando. Yeah, like I really like his striking. He's a solid striker. His ground game, like you said, good at defending, but he doesn't get back up enough. So if it does go to the ground, like you said, live bet for Tobias. Problem with Tobias is he doesn't initiate the takedowns as much as he should, And so he likes to strike, but his striking is too sloppy, it's too slow. He's young, but he's slow, bro. Like
Yeah,
his striking is
he
just too
is.
slow, bro.
It's too slow,
Um,
bro. It's too slow. Like he'll
and
land, but he's like he's so slow. He's eating like 5, 6 punches before he lands that one. You know what I'm saying?
right. And so that's why, and I could see a round 1 knockout by Lucas Fernando. Um, yeah, he's got solid striking, he likes the spinning back kick, low kicks. He's got a really solid jab. Um, he's thrown some flying knees. Uh, but yeah, he's got to learn to get back up from being taken down whenever that comes, and
Yep.
it might happen here. So if it does, he got to figure out how to get back up. But on the feet, he is a demon. So yeah, give me Lucas Fernando, round 2 knockout.
Yep. Beautiful. Beautiful. I love to hear it, brother. I love to hear it. We're
Yeah, I
moving
heard you
on.
talking about. I was like, oh shit, like
Yeah.
exact same, bro. Like
Yeah, bro. That's fucking
everything you
beautiful.
seen, I see. I seen the same shit,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So
I'm feeling it, brother. I'm feeling it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, bro.
This
We
one,
move.
even like this one would have been a good lock too. You know,
Which one?
this one was an option.
Oh, Lucas
Lucas
Fernando.
Fernando.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was thinking too. Whenever we're thinking about your locks, I was like, this would be a good lock, and this was one I did consider being my lock. Again, I end up picking what I pick, and we'll find out later. AI
Yep.
viewers, streamboo.com. Appreciate you. But yeah, brother.
Hey.
Yeah. Yeah, bro. We move on. You got the silent assassin himself, Vicente Luque, coming in again, very close odds, a very slight underdog, almost a pick 'em, might even close as a pick 'em by the time the fight starts, going up against Trayshawn Gore, Mr. Vicious himself, coming in at a minus 130. Vicente Luque coming off his first win in the middleweight division against Kevin Gastelum. Going up against Trayshawn Gore. Uh, both fighters are coming off a submission victory. One fighter trying to show that Father Time hasn't caught up to him after 11 years in the UFC. The other fighter getting tested by a true vet with many years of experience against anybody and everybody. Gorg winning all his fights by finish, with the exception of his very first professional MMA fight, was a decision victory. So I guess ultimately the question is like, yeah, bro, do you think Vicente Luque can pull another upset and show he has a place in the middleweight division, or will Trayshawn Gorg add another head to his mantle of finishes?
Yeah, I'm going with Vicente Luque here as the underdog. Um, we always talk about how old Vicente Luque is, but he's not that old. 34. He's been around for a while, but he's not that old. He does move a little old. I'm not gonna say he in his prime. But I do respect him, especially after that last fight. Um, the win over Kelvin Gastelum. Ah, man, it's tough. But the sub was so nice. Um, he's lost to some bigger guys in the welterweight division. I mean, he's beatable, right? But so is
Mm-hmm.
Trayshawn Gore. Um, I'm going with Vicente Luque. Man, this one I could see just the experience. I could see him just taking it to a decision. But I could also see a submission here. Obviously Vicente got the really dangerous with the anacondas and the dart strokes. I'd love to see another one. I think he's got some of the best dart strokes in the game. Like uh But yeah, Trayshawn Gore, he's still solid, but I don't think that he'll be able to beat Vicente's experience. I think that's where Vicente, and this isn't a huge middleweight either, so I think this is
Mm.
another solid W for Vicente in the middleweight division.
So what's your official pick?
I'm gonna go with Vicente Luque by decision. I could see a submission, and I'm gonna sprinkle a little on submission, but my pick is by decision.
Okay. Okay. Respect, bro. I honestly really like that. Again, the odds are close for a reason. I think people gotta remember that. Again, and this is my take. Yes, he is the older vet coming in here with only a 2 year age gap. But in fighting years, Vicente Luque might as well be 52, and Trayshawn Gordon might as well be 27. You know, uh, he has seen all flavors of the UFC with 24 UFC fights since he signed in 2015. Uh, but truthfully, and this is my thing with him, he hasn't looked the same since he had that brain bleed scare back in 2022 after his fight with Jeff Neal. But he did win his first since moving up to middleweight, and I know I mentioned that when that was back in April by submission. And again, he's going up against Trayshawn Gore. 3-4 in the UFC, coming off another submission victory as well back in April against uh, Amzat Bakayev. All of his UFC wins are by submission. In particular, he jumping the gilly. He's not being silly. You hear what I'm saying? He has some solid power on his feet. He's willing to set up power shots with smaller shots in between. He'll tap, 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 and then explode. And I really like that. He does have really great takedown defense, but he is a little chinny. But he's shown heart especially in his last fights when he really kind of had that breakthrough moment. He's shown great cardio in his last fight as well, and that was his breakthrough. Ultimately, my prediction: I'm gonna take Tresean Gore by knockout. I do believe Luke just isn't the same fighter since the brain bleed. He plays a little too cautious for someone like
Yeah.
Gore that's either trying to knock your head off or squeeze it off. Luque's middleweight win was against another old head that's basically an inflated welterweight. Gorg is in my opinion maybe not a true middleweight, but the next step up to being a true middleweight compared to Gavin Gastelum, with finishing capabilities. I know his chin's been cracked in the past, but Luque hasn't had a knockout since 2020, and that was in welterweight. So I believe Gore gets his first knockout in the UFC. I don't have a round for this one. I just have knockout. I don't know
All
when
right.
he gets it. I don't know when he finds it, but I do think he finds it eventually.
I respect it. I respect it.
Damn, brother. This is what I like to see. This is what I like to see. And both of them that we had differently, super close odds. Super close
Yeah.
odds. And
Yeah.
so I'm completely fine with this. This is beautiful. Nonetheless, we move on. We got blessed with a couple close odds. We got one that's shying away from it just a little bit. You got Dante Johnson. Before we even start this breakdown, who decided to let his nickname be Lockjaw? Out of all the nicknames we could have possibly picked from, the one that stuck with you the most was Lockjaw.
Hey, what was Joshua Vance?
Getting in that ass. Fog. Nah. That shit was hilarious, bro. Yeah, brother, you got Dante Johnson coming in as a favorite -240, unbeaten with an 8-0 record, 6 wins by knockout, 1 by sub, all knockouts coming by the first round. Yeah, bro, he didn't find and start training MMA until 4 years ago. Uh, and he is a very big, explosive fighter. Uh, but for sure has some experience to learn. For sure. We've seen in the last fight. He's cocky. He just throws so reckless because he relies on that power so much. But I mentioned it to you earlier. He's been training with Sean Strickland and Chris Curtis this camp just to get new looks, learn more skills. He won his last fight, but it was by split decision. He got exposed then. So he just still has a lot to learn with the fundamentals of the game, and it's not all about power. On the other end of things, you got Eric McConaughey coming in as a plus 195 underdog. He's the older fighter. Again, I told you it's going to be a common theme. You got 36 versus 27. He got into the UFC at 34, which is actually crazy that they signed this dude at 34. But he's 2-2 in the UFC. Both losses coming by knockout. He does have a purple belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, so he has a pretty well-versed bag of tricks. He keeps getting tested with just these up-and-coming prospects, and that's when he gets KO'd. He has a decent footwork though, so he is hard to fight. It's hard to find his head sometimes, but once you find it, he does kind of go out. So for me, uh, I got Dante Johnson by second round knockout. I just believe the new looks he got in this camp. I feel like they'll show, and maybe I'm just kind of being a little hopeful wishing, but I think they'll show. He has something to prove after his last performance, and I really can't bank on McConaughey with his chin issues. I can see him surviving the first, and Johnson needing to mix in some takedowns before heading to the second and finding McConaughey's chin.
Nice. I like it. I like it. Same thing for me, except round one knockout. I do believe that he'll get in there and get that power going early. I mean, you see, like, he's so willing to take some shots to land his own. And he's fighting a real middleweight, with
Mm-hmm.
Eric McConaughey. This dude's fought light heavyweights and even a heavyweight, at least one, and which is crazy because he's 5'8". The build on this 5'8" dude is crazy.
It is so
So
crazy.
McConaughey, he's gonna have a huge height advantage. Um, solid reach advantage, but Dante Johnson got that I don't give a fuck, and
Yep.
yeah, he got the age advantage. He don't give a fuck, you know,
Yeah, he
and
really don't.
yeah, he's gonna land his, and so of course
Yep.
he could get caught. There's always a chance, but yeah, I'm rocking with round one knockout. I think that he'll be aggressive, and yeah, I think that he'll probably get hit on his way in, but he gonna land
Yeah.
his, and it's not gonna be pretty for Eric Meconico. So
Yep.
yeah, give me round one knockout, Dante Johnson.
Respect to it, brother. Yep. I'm so with it. And that's your lock, right? Jonathan Johnson?
That is my lock. Lockjaw is my lock.
The lockjaw for the lock, brother. Lockjaw for the fucking lock. We move on. You got the tarantula, Jalen Turner, coming in as a slight favorite, minus 160. Going up against, how do you pronounce this dude's first name, boy? Is it Kyle Fernandez?
We
I
just
don't
call him
know.
K.
It's called K Fernandez.
It
Yeah,
might
Mr.
even be K with those letters, you know?
It
It
actually
could
might
be.
be. Those
It,
the A, U, and E is just mad
we call
silent, you
him
know.
K.
We call him K for sure. You know what I'm saying? K Fernandez coming in as a plus 135 underdog. You know, Jalen Turner coming off a knockout victory against Edson Barboza. He's going against K Fernandez, who is on a 3-fight win streak in the UFC. You know, Jalen Turner only winning inside the distance. And Fernandez, who has never lost inside the distance. So, I mean, yeah, bro, can Turner be the first person to finish Fernandez? Or does Fernandez pass his first true test against an experienced fighter like Jalen Turner?
I think that he's gonna pass the test. Um, I like his striking. You know, he's a good counter striker, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously he's gonna have a huge height disadvantage and reach disadvantage, and that's why I'm most nervous. Obviously Jalen Turner got that experience. He got that finishing capability by submission or TKO, you know, knockout. This is a perfect matchup for Fernandez, I think, you know. But to be honest, dude, he got these brutal leg kicks, bro, and he be using them motherfuckers. His kicking game is so good. And yeah, I think that's where we'll be good with the height and the reach advantage for Jalen Turner. He gonna chop at that leg, you know. That leg's gonna be out there. He gonna chop at the leg, and that's his bread and butter, you know. And he will fuck that leg up. And so, um. Also, just to mention, like Jalen Turner, I'm sure it's talked about every time he fights. This motherfucker is huge for lightweight,
This
bro.
dude is so
Like,
huge, bro. I had to look and be who's the tallest active lightweight, right? And it's like
I
it's
think he's tied
him.
for it, right?
He's tied with Dan Hooker, and there was someone else that just moved up to welterweight. I can't remember. Oh, he's fighting on this card. He's my lock, Joel
Oh
Alvarez.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah,
Joel
yeah,
Alvarez.
yeah. But he
Yeah.
has the longest reach by far. I think Dan Hooker's at 75 inches, and I can't remember what Joel Alvarez
Is
is.
Dan Hooker 6'3"?
6'3".
What the fuck? I thought Dan Hooker was like 6'1" or some shit. Okay, I didn't know
Yeah,
that. All right.
yeah.
What the fuck?
And you know what? I actually might be lying. Now that you say that, I think he is 6'1", or I think he's 6 foot even. I think you're right. I think it's the reach where I looked it up and he was like
Uh,
came in like second place or something. Because I remember looking it up before the Islam fight. Because obviously I'm looking to see tall fighters he's fought and their reach and their
Somebody
height.
lying with that main event height. Somebody lied. You seen the face off?
I saw the face off. Someone's fucking lying, brother, and I can't fucking stand them. Yeah, yeah, brother. Anyway, so what's your official pick? I know you got Mr. K Fernandez.
Yeah, we rocking with K Fernandez
What's the
by
method?
round two knockout. I think he's gonna chop away at the leg. I think he's gonna damage the leg enough, and then he's gonna find the finish in the second round. You know, we gotta give it time. We gotta dig into this and invest in the leg kicks. You
Yep.
know, and just the kicking game in general. He likes to mix it up. He'll go with the body. You know, and yeah, I think we are gonna fuck that leg up and turn that tarantula. We gotta take away his legs one at a time. To all eight are gone. We gotta finish him in the second.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes,
yeah, give
sir.
me K Fernandez round two knockout.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, brother. I can get down with that. I can definitely get down with that. I think. Yeah, bro. I think Jalen Turner, again, tallest active lightweight in with the longest reach in the lightweight division, 5-9 professional record. All of his wins coming by finish, like I said before, 11 by knockout, 4 by sub. He did step away from the sport, and he retired back in April of 2024. But he came back in the game in March of 2025. We don't really know why he never discussed it. So in my mind, I'm gonna just say it had to do something with money. You know what I'm saying? He
Nah, it
uses
has
his.
something to do with that Bobby Green shit, bro. I think.
You think so?
I don't fucking know. That's what I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, they never disclosed it or nothing, But he does use his reach to set up very good power straight shots. He only truly lost to household names in the UFC with tons of experience. When you go back and you look at his losses, but he's going up against K Fernandez. 11-2, 6 wins by knockout, 2 by sub. He's 3-1 in the UFC. He's never been finished in his professional career, like I stated before, but he takes pride in being a striker with high volume and damaging kicks. Right? You talked about his kicks, bro. Them bitches were fucking brutal, bro. Brutal. Like, yeah, bro, just super devastating. He's fought all bums in the UFC though. You go look at his fights, he's 3-1 in 3 fights, 3 fight win streak. It is truly all bums in the UFC so far. But he's made it look easy, and so that's something to always keep note for. So this is his biggest test for sure, for sure. But I'm gonna agree with you, brother. I got Fernandez as well, but I do have Fernandez by decision. This is one again I don't feel strongly about. Uh, but Turner just doesn't sit right with me. He's quit the sport a couple years ago, and now he's back again. Who knows why? I think money. You think the Bobby Green thing. Again, we don't fucking know why. And Turner is dangerous in the first round, so I'll sprinkle a round 1 finish for Turner. A little something, something. And a round 2 sub for Turner. Because he does have that submission threat. As well if it goes to the ground. But I just feel like Fernandez leg kicks are gonna add up. Turner has skinny legs. Shout out to fucking MMA Guru. This is how you beat. This is how you beat the YN Alliance, right? They got those skinny legs. You chop at the motherfucking leg kicks. Fernandez just has the leg kicks, and they're gonna add up. And they're there to be hit for Turner. Fernandez has never fought a fighter with this kind of reach and height before. So that's why I'm a little worried. But I see him losing the first round, taking the next 2 with leg kicks and chaining combinations together. And Turner just kind of getting tired. Again, he's never won by decision. I just see him kind of getting tired, slowing, becoming the slower fighter as it keeps going on. So yeah, I said I also put on here, also look to sprinkle Fernandez live bet spot after round 1, because again I see Turner winning the first round. So if he wins the first round, I can see the odds swing. I'm live bet Fernandez, and then make even better money than a plus 135.
Hey, okay. I'll keep that in mind too, because yeah, I could also see that happening for sure. Especially with Jalen Turner's experience and all. This is, like you said, a step up in experience for K. But yeah, I respect it. So
Yep.
yeah, your final pick was K Fernandez by what?
By decision.
By decision. Okay, and
Yep.
watch out for the live bet after round 1.
Yeah, watch over the live bet, brother.
Good call.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We move on, brother. Is this the first fight of the main card? I can't remember. I think it is, right?
I don't even know because I don't fucking trust it, but I think
Yeah, you're
it
right. I think as
is.
of
I
right
think
now, I
it
think it
is.
is. I think as of right now, it is. Mm.
Actually, I don't think it is. I think this is the last one of the prelims.
Okay. It was one or the other. Okay, so this might be the last
Yeah.
one of the prelims.
The future prelim of the night.
Feature prelim of the night. You got Chitty Bang Bang coming in as a plus 220 underdog versus Joel Alvarez. What is his nickname? Because I should have looked up what the translation was. El
What do you
Fenimonio.
think that is?
Soldier.
There's no need for translation. What do we think the nickname is? El Fenomeno.
Oh, it's Phenomeno. Oh.
You know
Okay,
what I'm
okay.
saying?
Yeah, okay, well that's fire. My
Yeah.
ass just can't fucking read.
It
But
is
that
pretty
is fire.
fire,
That is
especially,
fire.
again, the Spain flag, dope as fuck, representing Spain. Shout out
Yep.
Elliot Taforia. You
Shout out
know,
to him. Yup.
come on, El
Yep.
Matador,
You know
El
what I'm saying?
Fenomeno.
Ooh. Yes, sir. I love it, bro. I love it. Again, I told y'all are gonna hear this a couple times from me throughout the card. You got the older fighter by 4 years. He does have a 1 inch. Chitty Bang Bang has a 1 inch height advantage and a 3 inch reach advantage. He comes from a Muay Thai background since a kid, and he later got into kickboxing. He has heavy volumes of kicks with great power behind them. And if you can close the distance early, he doesn't do well with the high volume in the close range fights due to his style revolving around the kicks. His chin has been cracked, and he has also been submitted, and he just doesn't do too well on the ground. He's on a 2 fight losing skid, one by sub, which was against Jake Matthews, one by decision, which was his last fight against Carlos Soler. And he's facing, the dangerous Joel Alvarez, El Fenomeno. A finisher just coursing through his veins, bro. 23 professional wins, 5 by knockout, 17 by sub. And his only decision victory was by Vicente Luque. This is gonna be his third fight in the welterweight division. He's 1-1 so far since moving up, but he does hold a brown belt in BJJ. Ultimately, I think Joel Alvarez. I'm gonna pick him. This is my lock. Putting it out there for everyone. I got Joel Alvarez by finish. I want to lean towards a knockout, either round one or round two. I'll take round one. Alvarez just lands every shot. He just lands every shot looking for every shot he lands. He's looking for the finish. And I see him being able to just close the distance early, landing damaging shots that Njokuani just won't be able to eat for long. And bro. I feel like this is going to be a beautiful spot for Joel Alvarez. Give me the first round knockout.
Nice, nice. I love that you're rocking with first round knockout. I got him by first round submission.
Okay, I
Obviously
love it.
the
I love
submission
it.
game is there,
It's very much
Um,
up there.
Chitty, he been KO'd, he been subbed, he lost every which way, he's won every which way. Only one sub. Uh, but in the UFC, he's just lost by sub.
Mm-hmm.
Only one time. Look, Joel Alvarez, he's got the elite ground game, but his striking, it does look so good. That's why I like that you're
Yeah,
rocking
it
with
does.
the KOs because I actually really like Joel Alvarez
It
overall as a fighter.
yeah,
I think
and
he's super
again,
well
yeah.
rounded.
And he has that elite ground game, bro. And I didn't even notice this until I started going back and doing research for this fight. But the boy does not go for submissions. He has his ground game that doesn't even go for submissions. I think I looked on the UFC website. It said he landed zero point 0.3 or zero point 0.4 submissions every 15 minutes. Like it's less than one, or that he attempts or gets. It's less than one. A lot of times it's getting these submissions because he's able to take the back or take something whenever they're getting injured, or it's because someone else is initiating the submission and he's able to reverse it or to do something on the ground. Like he's very, very good. And again, yes, bro, he has the 17 wins by submission, but he's not a takedown artist. That's not his thing.
That's what I was about to say. It's like he's not the one that initiates it mainly, which I love, and that's where you see his stand up is good. He does have a clean stand up game, which then makes him just well rounded. He knows what he's doing on the ground. He can defend himself. He's smart. His IQ. You
Yeah.
can tell, and there's. I could see him chopping away at the leg a little bit too. I don't think that's gonna get very far because I don't think it's gonna go out of the first round. But I could see him throwing that. And yeah, I like the first round knockout, especially versus someone like Chitty, gonna keep it standing. Um, yeah, I like your pick. I'm personally, I think that he might have Chitty shooting, and then
Mm-hmm.
again fall into that trap, and so that's why I'm rocking with this submission by round one. Uh, but yeah, I respect the knockout pick too. So yeah, Joe
Yeah, bro.
Alvarez round one.
Again, I put a first round finish, and I said I'm leaning towards a knockout, but 100% I can see this out. I just decided let me just pick for one, then one or the other. But I'm fine with that, bro. I'm fine with that. This
I
is
love that he's
beautiful.
your lock too, because like I said, I'm a fan of him. I really like his game.
I really like his game.
You know, I
Yeah,
like the move to
to
welterweight as
welterweight.
well.
He's very tall. Again, 6'3", with a 77-inch reach. He was literally matching Jalen Turner out there. He was sucking weight to make fucking lightweight. So this is a
That's
good
tough,
spot for him. He still looks good. Again, I know he has that 3-inch reach disadvantage against Chitty Bang Bang, but Chitty's very, very tall and lanky for this weight class as well. So I just think he fits in perfectly, and 3 inches isn't too bad. Same height, it's going to be very unnoticeable because he likes closing the range. So I
And
think,
also, while we're here, before we go to the next one, I don't personally know who it is exactly, but he got that anime tattoo on the chest, and it looks fucking dope, you know?
oh yeah,
So,
it's Son
whoever's fucking with
Goku
that.
from Dragon Ball Z.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that
it's
shit
fucking
does look
fire.
dope, you
It
know?
does look dope. He has that, and then
And
he
the
has
one on
like
his
the
arm, you know?
yeah,
That
the
shit, he got
Roman
some clean
one.
tattoos.
He has some clean tattoos, brother. Clean. I fuck with it, bro. Yeah, brother. We move on. We move on, brother. We got Edson Barboza coming in pretty sizable underdog plus 400. Coming up against, again, we left El Fenomeno. We're coming up against El Gringo minus 550. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, bro. It's just another fighter trying to battle against Father Time. We mentioned it. I told you I'm going to continue mentioning it. 40 years old versus 30 years old. Edson Barbosa has fought all fighters. He's shown every fighter what true power feels like in forms of kicks. He probably has the best kicks in the UFC, right? And I think that still stands to this day. He's for sure looked older in his recent fights, but we all know power is the last thing to go. He's very dangerous, especially at the beginning of the fights. Um, but it's staring across from him is Esteban Ribovic, looking to get back to the win column, let his volume of punches and cardio do the talking for him. Is Ribovic, you think Ribovic is sending Barbosa to the retirement home, brother? Or is Barbosa going to show Ribovic a new meaning of pain and power? What you thinking?
All right, all right. I think we're going to the retirement home, you know?
Mm.
Uh, yeah. Look, also, just because we were talking about the teams earlier, this is American Top Team versus Kill Cliff FC. It's in American Top Team, Esteban, Kill Cliff. Dude, I've been a fan of Edson Barboza for a long time now. I
Long time.
like it. I love his game, you know? But the thing about the power leaving last, I do fully agree. The thing is, I feel like he's just fights so well with his Muay Thai tools, his kicks, his knees, his elbows, and it's not necessarily his punching power that does it, right?
Yeah.
Like you said, he hasn't looked the same in recent years. Um, that's part of the problem, and so especially that last fight, he just looks very stiff. He does fight like that stiff type of, you
Yeah, he
know
does.
but he it doesn't look great as you're getting older, and 40 years
Yeah.
old, last time we were saying the same thing. He just looks too old. I don't think he's as durable now is the thing. He might still
Yeah.
have that power and that striking ability, and I do believe you. I do agree with you. I agree that he does have it. And I love his game for that. He's a fighter through and through, been fighting since a kid. There's like a famous video of him. This fucking video was so old. You see him as a little kid fighting outside, training outside and shit. It's a dope ass video. But yeah, Esteban Ribovic, I don't know if he's as good as I thought he was, but hopefully as we develop the ground game and stuff, I think that's gonna help a lot with him. But I obviously his striking is nice. I really like his striking. It's clean, it's crisp. He's the younger up and comer, 30 years young. Um, Holy shit, a reach disadvantage. I wasn't actually
Yeah.
seeing that until now, but that's a huge reach difference. The odds are heavy for Esteban.
Heavy.
Um, yeah, I don't see him losing this fight. He lost last time to Mateus Gamrot. Gamrot did Gamrot things. And
Mm-hmm.
so Rivovic he didn't have an answer for that wrestling, and that's what happens. Um, we ain't got to worry about that with Barbosa. Barbosa gonna keep it standing. We know the deal, and so hey, if he can't get Barbosa out of there early, then we could have a really fun fight on our hands, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I think he's gonna get him out of there early. I have Esman Ribovic by round one knockout.
All right, bet. Oh, yeah. This is okay. I like this. This is juicy. Again, I mentioned the age gap. Barbosa being in the UFC for 16 years now. He is currently riding a 3-fight losing streak, and he's holding a record of 2-5 in his last 7. Right, but again, he does have that black belt or Bajib in Muay Thai. He has a black belt in Taekwondo, and he has that devastating power. You know, Ribovic, 15-3 professional record, 4-3 in the UFC. You know, suffered his first loss by finish in his professional record in his last fight. You know, but he is very high volume fighter on the feet, and he can take a shot. He can. I know he got knocked out, but he can eat a shot. It takes a while. I think he got knocked out in the third round. You know, yeah, bro. I got Esteban Ribovic as well. But I'm the polar opposite. I got him by decision. I think Barbosa is truly a shell of himself. You know, I want
Wait,
to be.
Esteban Ribovic didn't get knocked out?
Did he not get knocked out in his last fight?
Uh-uh. He got
He has.
submitted.
What did I put right here? Oh, I said knockout. My dumbass. I said he suffered his first loss by finish in his professional record in the last fight. But he's been knocked out before. Who did he get submitted by? He's never been knocked out?
Mateo's game, right?
That's right. He got submitted by Mateus Gamble. Who knocked him out? Do you have that in front of
Nobody.
you? Nobody's knocked
Nobody
him out.
did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What the fuck was I looking at? Why did I put one knockout by him? What the fuck? I don't know why I put that then. Because I put on my notes that was his first professional him getting finished was in his
Yeah,
last
and
fight.
that's true. No, that is true.
Yeah.
That was submission to game, right? Yeah.
But I don't know why. I was thinking. I don't know why I said knockout. I think it's because I was looking at 1-1, and I just saw, oh yeah, he got knocked out. But I think I messed up. I should have put 1-0. But yeah, bro. Anyway, I'm in the opposite spectrum. I got Ribovic by decision. Barbosa's I just feel like he's a shell of himself. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if he retires after this
Dude, I
fight.
think I put that exactly. That he's a shell of himself.
Just a
I
shell of
already
himself.
deleted it since I just said it, but I know I did put it. I literally put he's a shell of himself, and that is
Yeah,
true.
bro. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he always lives. He's always live in the first round. But I can see Rurovic trying to be a little calculated in the first round, but in the second, he will overwhelm Barbosa with punches, and that momentum will carry over in the third. I also sprinkle around 2 knockout. Secondly, I know we were talking. I wanted to mention this earlier. We were talking about the card and how it's really not too bad. One thing that we did mention in these past couple cards, and we're not going to really mention it at all in this card. I know we're not. Is there's no shooter boots in this card, brother. There are no shooter boots. There's people coming off losses. There's Barbosa that might retire, but even if he loses
I
this
think he
fight and
should.
decides, I think he should too. But if he chooses to not retire, I don't think they shoot or boot him. He's been in the
I
UFC
don't
for
think they
far too
should have
long.
booed him either. I mean, he's a legend in the UFC at this
That's what I'm
point,
saying.
in my
Yeah,
opinion. You know, he's been around for a long time. Um, and yeah, he's just truly a fighter, you know, and
yeah,
he's entertaining as well too. Because if he was a wrestler, this would absolutely be a shooter boot. Like if he was a wrestler his whole career, you know, Dana not gonna be fucking with it this long, you
they're
know,
not
and
gonna
so
be
this
fucking
would
with it.
definitely be a shooter boot, maybe even on the last one, you know. But he is entertaining on the feet, you know, and
Yeah,
that's why people fuck with him. And so the thing with him too is also I think Esteban Ribovic, I don't know if he's ever fought in a different weight class, but I'm just assuming that he's only fought at lightweight. Um, that's where Edson Barbosa's obviously fought at 45 and 55. And so I he's not I don't know. I'm trying to get at that he's not a big lightweight. He's not a big lightweight, but he does got that fucking reach and he's not a small lightweight. He was a
mm-hmm.
big featherweight, you know?
Yep.
And so um yeah, I guess there's not much to my point there, but yeah, I'm gonna go with Esteban.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And yeah, I think he gets him out of there first round. To be honest, yeah, I think once he puts them paws on him, um, yeah, Barbosa, I don't think he's as durable as he once was. So
Yeah,
I
I
think
respect
by
it,
the
bro.
time has caught up to him.
Yeah, I got again. Yeah, no hate on him, bro. I got decision. You got first round. Yeah, bro. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. We'll definitely see. We move on. We got Mansour Abdul Malik coming in as the second biggest favorite in the card on this card. Going up against Dustin. You want to help me with his last name?
Stoltzfus?
Stoltzfus,
Stoltzfus?
which
I
I
don't
could
know.
have sworn he was from somewhere else. Turns out the boy's American. This is crazy. Dustin
Especially with a last
Stoltzfus.
name like that, right?
Yeah, this is crazy. It's crazy. Coming in as plus 450 underdog. You know, Mamsur Abdul Malik with heavy hands, heavy hips to complement his striking. You know, he can take the fight to the ground. He can maul you, or he can keep it standing. You know, his last fight out, he took his first professional loss, which did come by knockout in the third round. But he's looking for redemption. You know, to show off his fury punches. You know, standing across from him, we got Dustin Stoltzfus, who's trying to make a big statement with a huge upset over the second biggest favorite on the card. You know, his stubbornness and his high level grappling makes him a tough night for most people. But who you think's taking home the dub, and whose stock do you think's going down on Saturday?
Obviously, Mansour Abdul Malik coming home with this dub for sure. The odds are the way they are for a reason, you know. He's got that power, like you said, but he's also a former D1 wrestler, so he does have that wrestling. I don't think Dustin's gonna be able to take him down. I don't think Dustin's gonna have his way at all. I don't think he's gonna have anything on the feet, anything on the ground. If he shoots, we're gonna defend it, you know. Um, I got Mansour Abdul Malik again, round one knockout. You know, this one very confident in. Again, there's a reason the odds are the way they are. Uh, he's aggressive. He's got solid ground and pound. So if, which I could see him rocking him. You know, I could really see him rocking him or tripping him or just getting aggressive and getting Dustin to the ground and teeing off on the ground and pound. You know, his ground and pound is very punishing, and so um, yeah, I think he's just overall going to dominate and get back in the win column with a round one knockout.
Yeah, you know what? I can definitely see it, bro. I can 100% see it. I'm almost identical to you on this one. Of course, I don't think it's any. It's a It's a surprise to anyone. You kind of hit all the points. He has 7 wins by knockout, 2 by sub. Mansour Abdul Malik, that is. And he has 7 first round finishes. You mentioned that D1 wrestling pedigree. And on top of that, he has straight cannons in his hand. So it just
Yep.
gives him, yeah, bro. So again, the D1, he has those great hips to defend the takedowns. And if he wants to go for a takedown, he can. You know, I've seen in him in a very good double leg, or very good, very good double leg, very good blast double from him. From the
And I'm
opening belt.
excited for him, dude. I gotta say, like I'm excited for him. I think he's entering his prime. You know, I think that loss will help him in the long run with the
Yeah,
experience. You know, and so
I agree. I agree, bro. Yeah, bro. I got again. You have Dustin Stolfich. He's It's been almost a year since his last fight. I think his last fight was on my birthday when I looked, September 13th of last year. He's coming off a 2 fight losing streak, both by decision. And, he's tough and he can take a shot, but his head's there to be hit because he doesn't really have no head movement. He does have a Muay Thai background, and he tries to set up his heavy shots on the feet. Because he tries to get it to the ground. So he can use that purple belt in BJJ and uses black belt in Luda Lavere, which I didn't know what the fuck that was, but I looked it up. It's basically a form of Mexican wrestling. So yeah, I guess he has a black belt in that. But anyway, yeah,
so
bro, I
he's
got
Mexican American and fucking German or some shit.
right. Yeah, it's insane. It's insane. Like what the fuck? But yeah, bro, I got Mansour Abdul Malik. What'd you say? First round knockout? I think it was what you said, right?
Yes, sir.
First round knockout. I got a second round knockout. I could see the
Okay.
first round. I could see the first round. But Dustin can hit a shot. Or I'm sorry, Dustin can take a shot. Um, and take a bit before getting put down. His wrestling makes it where he can survive longer than most at times. I could see a first round ground and pound, but just I don't know, bro. My gut's saying a second round. I'm sure we'll chip away at him, find the finish. Um, yeah, bro. I said also sprinkle decision because in the past, Monsieur hasn't had the highest volume of punches. I think that's something to take note of. You see his fist fights, you see who he's been fighting, and he doesn't really rack up too much punches. He has the power, he has the great tools equipped needed, um, but sometimes he just doesn't have that volume. So I see a second round knockout, maybe sprinkle decision.
I also have to say, Dustin has lost to Dawkins and Gerald Mearshart. That not
I
good.
that's not good. That's not good. And one thing I didn't mention again, because I'm gonna continue to mention every time I see it. Look at the age gap. We got a 6 year age gap going on, 28 versus 34. So yeah, brother. Cool.
All
We
right.
both got Mr. Abdul Malik, and we
Yes,
move on.
sir.
We move on. Um, we got Charles Johnson versus Jose Ochoa. This was kind of a little late replacement fight. Um, but Charles Johnson coming in as a pretty sizable underdog, to be honest, a plus 320 versus Jose Ochoa as a minus 460. You look at Charles Johnson, this is his fourth fight in this year. He's had his first submission loss and first KO loss actually earlier this year. So, take note. One thing I saw, and I don't know why, I never really noticed it. Maybe it's because he's a flyweight. I never even hear people talk about it. He might be more active than motherfucking Kevin Holland, brother. This dude is so fucking active. Look, he's racked up 15 fights since joining the UFC in 2023. His record is 8-7, but I mean, brother, that's 3 years with 15 fights. That's averaging 5 fights a year, and you're doing that over the course of 3 years. And he may even get a fifth fight in this year. You know what I'm saying? The way this dude's pulling out these numbers. But yeah, bro, he comes off his submission loss his last fight against Asu Amabayev. He does have a blue belt in BJJ. He has a yellow belt in judo, so he can do a little throws if ever need to. He also has a boxing background. He did professional boxing from 2017 to 2022 to improve his MMA well-roundedness. He has his. He is a force to be reckoned with. And someone to just never count out. He can keep the fight standing. He can throw punches at awkward angles, or he can take it to the ground if need be and outwork you. Because he just has that never-ending gas tank, brother. He just never fucking gets tired. I'm not seeing it. But on the other end, you got the favorite minus 460 Jose Ochoa with a 9-2 record, only 25. Again, look at the age gap. 25 years old, 7 wins by knockout, 1 by sub. And his only decision victory was his last fight against Clayton Carpenter. He has very solid striking, and he mixes it up. He mixes up his targets very well. Very well, and I really like that from him. He has great takedown defense, and he only struggles against elite grapplers or elite strikers. He always has finishing power in his hands, and he'll chip away at you until you crumble. My prediction, I got Jose Ochoa. I got Jose Ochoa by decision. I would love to see a knockout from Ochoa, but Johnson's just so hard to get out with his footwork and his cardio. So he'll keep it up for all 3 rounds. He's also tough, and he will get dropped. We've seen it, but he pops back up immediately. I'll probably put a round 2 knockout, sprinkle a round 2 knockout, but I'm definitely leaning towards decision because Ochoa he'll land the most damaging shots on the feet, and he'll just win minutes off of that alone.
Nice, nice. I like it. I got Jose Ochoa by decision. Same exact
Yes,
thing.
sir.
Um,
I love to
like you
hear it.
said, I would like to see a knockout. There's definitely a real possibility of it, especially lately, where the version of Charles Johnson that we're seeing. Um, I know we don't like to talk about losses, but the only 2 times he has lost, it has been to the elite guys in this division, And so, um, talking about Jose Ochoa,
Mm-hmm.
Jose. Um, but yeah, also Charles Johnson, like lately he's lost to Alex Perez, also Amabayev, both by finish, submission and knockout. I think he's a little chinny. Um, he's 35, like you said, and bro, like he's 5'9", and he's making this, and he's fighting so often. He's making this weight cut to 125 this
Yeah.
many fucking times. 35 years old. When you're 5'9", I think you're more supposed to be in that 35, 45 pound weight class.
Yep.
There's guys in here you seen like, dude, these guys are little in flyweight. Charles Johnson, if we put on some weight, but we're 35 years old now. Um, and yeah, like I see he's a little chinny and stuff, so I really could see a knockout by Jose Ochoa, but I did put it by decision.
Yeah.
But I would definitely sprinkle some by knockout. Charles
Hmm.
Johnson, he's got that experience. This is gonna be the solid fight for Jose Ochoa. I think for where he's at, I think this is a good fight for him to. I think he needs to get a finish as far as getting his stock to rise. Um, my prediction is decision though. I'm gonna stick by it. We went to decision with Clayton Carpenter. I think Charles Johnson can survive. So yeah, Jose Ochoa decision.
Respect, brother. Let's take it into our co-main event of the fucking evening. We got Mackenzie Dern. Uh, yeah, bro, Mackenzie Dern having her first title defense. Coming in as a minus 220 favorite, going up against Gillian Robertson as a plus 180 underdog. As you look at this fight, you see Mackenzie Dern looking to show why she belongs at number one and make a statement that she is the true title holder, regardless if Zhang Weiliang is in the picture or not. Her elite grappling has brought her to the dance, and it's got her hand raised many times in the past. You have yeah, bro. It'll get. Do you think he'll get the job done again? Because I mean, across from that, you have Jillian Robinson finally getting what she's been asking for and gets to fight for that UFC gold. She's looking to add her win streak and make it six. What do you think she'll be able to show that she can? She's the more experienced grappler and has more tools to her kit than the current champ. What you feeling?
Yeah, this one is a little hard to pick. Pretty much, very much like a grappler versus grappler type of fight. We're definitely gonna see a lot of ground exchanges in this fight. Um, which typically I wouldn't be too excited for, especially in a female fight. But even in a male fight, typically wouldn't be that excited for. But this one, I actually am. This one, they got two different styles. Even though they're both ground game fighters. Jillian Robertson, to be honest, like I think Mackenzie Dern's gonna have the advantage on the feet. Her striking has improved over time. It's still not great by any means. I don't think she should fall in love with it. Uh, but it's solid. Jillian Robinson, I think she's gonna initiate the ground game way more. And that's one of the differences with their ground game is she's gonna initiate more than Mackenzie Dern. She's gonna want to get the position over submission, whereas Mackenzie Dern, more on the submission specialist, like attacking with the submissions. I feel like, I also feel like her jujitsu game is the highest level for females. I do think it is very high up there. So at the end of the day, yeah, I'm going Mackenzie Dern by decision. I do respect Jillian Robertson's ground game. I think she's more effective with the damage output. And so it is up in the air with me. I could see Jillian Robinson really doing more damage, being on top more and stuff. But you know, really at the end of the day, I think Mackenzie Dern's gonna do her thing on the ground. When they do get into the ground exchanges, I think she's gonna be able to reverse and stay on top, keep her position, and I think she could find a sub. I'm gonna respect Jillian Robinson's ground game, so that's why I put decision. I think it's gonna be a tougher fight. Uh, but yeah, I think Mackenzie Dern's just gonna be a level above Jillian in the ground department.
Okay, okay, yeah, brother. Yeah, similar to kind of what you said a little bit. I think Mackenzie Dern is the best female grappler that females have to offer, point blank, period. She has a black belt in fucking Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. She's ADCC world champion back in 2015. That's an insane feat to hold, right? She's a multiple time IBJJF world champion. And she's 16-5 in her professional record. You know, she has no wins by knockout, but she does have 8 wins by sub. You know, she's only been knocked out once in her professional career, and she's never been submitted. You know, she's on a solid 3 fight win streak against Lupe Godinez, Amanda Ribas in her last fight, Verona Jandiroba. But she's looked really good. She looked really good against Jandiroba. I feel like she's getting better every time she's out there. And you know, they always be talking about, you know, once you get that gold wrapped around your waist, you just get that percentage better. Um, yeah, bro. You know, the opposite end, you got Juliana Robinson. You know, she's also a BJJ and black belt, black belt in BJJ. You know, she has a 17-8 record, 3 wins by KO, 9 coming by sub. She's been KO'd once, but that was against Macy Barber in 2019, and she has a submission loss. But that was her second fight in the UFC in 2018, and now she's this is going to be her 20th fight in the UFC. She for sure has a better chance of pushing for a finish than Dern, I feel like, and she is riding a 5 fight win streak. Where we differ is, I think this is a easy breezy, beautiful color girl fight for Mackenzie Dern. I legit, if I wasn't gonna tell you my lock, because if you were gonna pick Joel Alvarez, I was gonna lock in Mackenzie Dern, brother. I just feel like, honestly, I got Mackenzie Dern by round 3 sub. I said honestly, I'll just take a sub in general, but I have her round 3 sub. Watching that embedded series, she is locked in, and she truly believes she can finish the fight. Whenever the fuck she wants to. She's by far the better grappler. Looking at her achievements and her accomplishments, and she's fought the way better competition. You know, looking at Robinson's last 5 opponents, because she's on a 5 fight win streak. You have Amanda Lemos, which was her last fight, washed, old, and she's sitting at number 11. You have Marina Rodriguez, not ranked. You have Luana Pinheiro, not ranked. You have Michelle Watterson, retired. And then you have Poliana Viana, not ranked. She's lost to Tabitha Ricci. She's lost to JJ Aldridge, who both are ranked fighters. So, in that perspective, she has more losses against ranked fighters than she has wins. Um, and I think they're just giving her this fight off of a 5 fight win streak. But Mackenzie Dern's 3 fight win streak is insanely worlds difference compared to Robinson. So to be honest, this isn't my lock, but I'm definitely gonna be dumping some solid money on Mackenzie Dern. I don't know if I'm gonna dump it as a sub, but I truly do believe she can get the sub done. So yeah.
Okay. And to be honest, after hearing that, I will switch my decision to a submission. You know, because yeah, I think you sold me on that. It's a good point. Julian Robertson's level of competition isn't quite the same, even though she is more on a win streak. But and yeah, I gotta respect Mackenzie Dern's ground game a little more. Like I'm saying, it's a level above, but you're right, it is world class. She is world
Yeah.
class with the
When
ground
you can
game.
fucking
Everybody
get the
knows it.
ADCC world champion, brother, you know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
it's not even like we talked about who was it? I think Verbechki. He has the ADCC champion for Poland or whatever it was.
yeah,
She
yeah,
got the world championship. You know,
yeah,
like
yeah.
that's a different
Yeah,
that's a different
and I
beast.
do like you said, I love her mindset too. I think she's like really settled into like being a fighter and like, dude, she loves this shit. She likes
Yeah.
putting on a show. She likes
Yeah, like what,
she
bro? Watch
likes
the
it.
embedded series, bro. She talks about it, and she's like talking with her coach, and she's all like, "Yeah," she's like, I could honestly finish her whenever I want. Maybe I finish her in the second, maybe I finish her in third, but I know I have the capabilities I need to finish her." And and
Yeah,
they're
and I
and they're
agree.
and they're grinding out the fucking wrestling, bro. They're grinding the fuck out of it. So yeah,
Yeah.
bro. It's just I think
And
it's
that's
gonna
gonna
be
be a path for Jillian Robertson. That's where her strength is, and so it's just gonna fall into Mackenzie Dern's lap. So yeah. After that, yeah, I am gonna switch my pick to submission, and yeah, I'll go with a round 3 submission.
all right, all
I
right.
think Jillian can survive quite a bit. I think she is somewhat of a savage. And
Yeah,
so,
I think so
but
too.
like you said, very good points. And Mackenzie Dern has fought a lot of people now. Um, Jillian Robertson, she has two, but like she's like you say, she's losing to these ranked fighters, you know. So this 5 fight win streak does not hold as much weight as Mackenzie Dern's 3 fight win streak, you know.
Yep,
So yeah, I
100%.
am excited for this one too. You know, it's a
I
female
am.
fight that I actually am excited for, and so I'm excited.
Yep, I'm excited, brother.
And still,
You know, it's gonna be in still, brother. It's gonna be in still, and still. We move on to the main event of the fucking evening, brother. We move on to Islam Makhachev coming in minus 350 favorite, going up against the future Ian Machado Garry, a plus 275 underdog. This is Islam Makhachev's first title defense, and he's riding a 16 fight win streak, looking to pass Anderson Silva in the longest UFC winning streak by getting just one more on Saturday and making it 17. That's just so crazy to think about, right? Like, he's shown great striking, and of course, his bread and butter is his grappling. He has a 56% takedown accuracy, which is insane numbers. I looked into it. It puts him in the top 8 of active male fighters in terms of their takedown accuracy.
who's
Um,
number
I,
one?
I have to go back and look. I'm not gonna lie to you. I have to
Oh,
go back and look. I knew you were gonna ask me something about it, but
okay.
I knew you were, bro. And I was like, fuck, I need to have this ready. I know I can just pull it up real quick. Hold on. Is it this one? Wait. Ooh. Yeah, it is this one. Number one, Pat Sabatini. Yeah, Pat Sabatini. Oh, and you know what? I said he's in the top 8. He's in the top 7. Because number 2 is Jalton Almeida, but he's not even in the UFC no more. Yeah,
Is
bro.
there anybody impressive on the list?
Sean Strickland, 62.1% takedown accuracy.
What rank?
Well, in this ranking, it's showing me the top 10, and it happens to have females involved in the list too. But in this list, he's ranked number 7. You take the females out, you take the fighters that aren't fighting no more, which is going to be 3 spots. He moves from 7 to 4.
Hey,
Yeah,
people,
top 4.
hey, people don't respect his game like that, but you
People
know,
really
that's
don't,
another
really
story for
don't.
another day. You know,
Yes,
let's
sir. Yes, sir.
get
But yeah,
back to the
brother.
subject at hand.
Yeah. So, but yeah, bro, 56% takedown accuracy. Again, insane numbers, bro. He stays calm and composed in there, no matter how heavy of a pace the fighter puts on him. You know, there's no way you're watching him and not loving what you see. There's just no fucking way. On the other end, you got my boy Ian Machado Garry. He's the tallest and longest fighter that Islam has faced. A 17-1 record, riding a 2 fight win streak. His only loss coming by decision to Shavkat Rakhmonov. Right, he uses his length in there, picks calculated shots. Due to his reach, he can become of just a very well point fighter, as we've seen him kind of develop into, and just win minutes and win rounds. You know, his last fight against Bilal, he stuffed all 7 of Bilal's takedowns, and showed how well his IQ is by being a better IQ fighter against, you know what I'm saying, Bilal Muhammad, an amazing IQ fighter. Um, so yeah, brother. I mean, you know how this goes. You know what I got. You know, give me Ian Garry. I'm gonna take Ian Garry by fucking knockout. Fuck this Dagestanian piece of shit. Fuck you, Islam. Can't fucking stand your ass. All right. I just really truly believe the size difference is just too much, bro. His takedown defense of Ian Garry is just too fucking much, bro. They call him the future for a reason. All right. You know, it's just gonna be too troublesome for Islam. I mean, he's been able to stack wins against Carlos Prates, Bilal Muhammad, MVP. You know what I'm saying? These riddles, these puzzles that other motherfuckers haven't been able to solve, he's solving them. He's solving them. People couldn't figure out how to get to a decision with Shavkat. He solved it. He solved it. All right. His striking is just much sharper than people give him credit for. You know what I'm saying? He throws these looping shots. He can throw straight shots. He throws knees up the middle, which can be very dangerous for Islam Makhachev. He's gonna. I bet you you're gonna see him feint them knees up the middle. Just to give Makhachev the looks. Just to give him the looks. I listen. I respect the game of Islam. But something we gotta remember here is styles make fights. All right, and the style of Ian Machado Garry is gonna be a fucking nightmare for Islam to deal with. Islam is way too small for this fucking weight class, and Ian Gary's gonna use that fucking reach advantage, that 4-inch reach advantage, that fucking that was that 5-inch height advantage, and he's gonna pick apart Islam, bro. And Gary just uses his advantages to his favor. And I could see a decision. I might sprinkle a decision, but he's gonna get the fucking knockout, bro. He's gonna sleep this dumbass Dagestanian drooling over himself. And it's raps. It's raps. You're not surpassing Anderson Silva. Chill the fuck out. There's levels to this fucking game. Now go ahead and say something. Go ahead and say something, and it better not be nothing crazy.
Man, this fight is so hard to pick, bro. Not gonna lie. I don't know if you just easily made that decision, but the thing also is you can't help but not like Ian. Or you can't help but hate Ian Garry, his personality, bruh. And this has nothing to do with the fight itself, but Ian Gary's a fucking moron, bro.
He's an
And that's
idiot.
part of the problem.
Worst marketing team, bar none.
Like, come on, bro. Also, the height advantage, I do not believe that. You saw them face off.
I saw
I
the
don't
face off.
know.
I
Islam
promise
might be
you,
wearing some boots.
Islam's 5'8". Fuck the bullshit. He's 5'8" going against someone that's 6'3". Fuck the bullshit.
I mean, he's almost looking into his eyes, bro. Like, I really thought Ian would tower over him, but he doesn't. You know, he doesn't look that much taller than him. You know, but we gotta wait till we see in the cage. Really, you know, I gotta see it in the cage. Um, this one was so hard for me to pick, bro. I can't go against Islam, bro. I
I knew
can't.
you. I knew
You
you.
know,
I knew
I'm
you. You're a traitor.
look. The thing is, maybe it's my emotions getting the best of me with Ian. I see everything you're saying, bro. I'm respecting Islam's greatness. You know, he is great in this sport. He's reached double champ status. He's never fought anybody like this, though. That's the problem. You know, so this one, these odds are crazy to me. Um, it's just whenever we see Islam get that first takedown, I think that's when we're really gonna see. We gotta see him control him on the ground. See him control him on the ground, then it's gonna be that feeling of here we go again. I don't think it's gonna be an entertaining finish by Islam. I think it's gonna be a decision. I think it's gonna fucking suck. You know, I think it's gonna be his hardest fight to date, which is crazy with the names that he has on his resume. But Ian Garry is like that. I'm fucking worried for Islam. I'm not super confident in this. Minus 350 odds is insane to me. I don't buy into that for a second. Um, he's achieved great things, you know, but yeah, Ian Garry, he is hungry for this shit. As cringy as he is, as stupid as the shit that he says is, he's fucking hungry and he's fucking good. He does have great takedown defense, just defensively sound all around, right? He uses his height advantage and his reach against anybody. It doesn't matter if they are his size, you know. That I don't got. I'm worried, dude. Ian Garry could be anybody, you know. In this division, you know, he can be anybody. And so far, he's beat everybody except for Shavkat, you know. Um, I don't love that that's like a big narrative with him is we didn't get finished by Shavkat. I low key hate that fucking narrative. Um, but at the end of the day, it is true. He is the one person that has survived Shavkat, and at one point during the fight, he almost finished Shavkat, you know, on the ground. And so that's impressive. I think he has improved a lot and developed his ground game a lot. We gonna see. We're gonna find out Saturday night, you know. And yeah, his path to victory is gonna be exactly what he's good at. The brother about to playing the point fighting game. You know, he's gonna use the reach. He's gonna use the kicks. He's gonna use the distance management, and I could see Ian Garry winning this by decision. I don't see a knockout. I'm not gonna lie. I get where you're coming from. His strike we're 6 decisions in a row, brother. I don't trust Ian with a knockout. Look, Islam's smart too. You gotta respect it. If Ian Garry knocks out Islam, shit, bro. I might sprinkle something on it, but I
If
don't believe that.
Volkanovski almost knocked out Islam, what makes you think Ian's not gonna fucking do it? Volk almost slept his bitch ass, and Volk's not even. Volk's a fucking featherweight. He almost slept his bitch ass on a short notice fight. This nigga's nickname is the future, and he's the fucking future. Leave Islam bitch ass
What
in the
happens
past.
when you're in the present? What happens when the present is that Islam Makhachev is on top of me?
That's the
He's
issue.
out of control,
Islam's
working
in
you.
the present. Ian Machado Garry is looking into the future and is 10 moves ahead of his bitch ass already. I already knew you were gonna shoot for a takedown. And guess what? I'm reversing it. I'm smacking you with these fucking elbows. Shut your dumb ass up. Send your ass 2, 3 years back to Dagestan. That's what's
Man,
gonna
it's so
fucking
crazy,
happen.
bro. Dude, I wanted to pick Ian Garry so bad, bro. Like, no, I didn't. That's the problem. I don't want to pick him so bad.
No, it's
It's
not too
just
late. You
like,
can still change your pick.
bro, I'm in a fucking constant battle. I got the angel and the fucking demon on my shoulders, bro. Constantly, demon over here, Ian Garry, you know, angel over here, Islam Makhachev, brother, Islam Makhachev, and so I'm like, dog, you know, we got ride with the angel. Um, Fuck, bro, I'm nervous. You know, these odds, like, don't look at these odds if you're watching. You know, and there is no sprinkle money on anything except for specific shit. You know, sprinkle some money on the Ian Garry knockout because he is a true welterweight. He's in today's day and age. He's that what we talk about, that size, that even the style that Michael Morales, Ian Garry, Carlos Prates. You know, them three demons in this weight class. Um, like I said, this is gonna be Islam Makhachev's hardest fight today, you know, without a doubt. Um, and like you said, we've seen him go to war with the featherweight. You know, he did
Yep.
finish him in the next time. Volk's great, you know, but at the end of the day, that is a 45er, while you're a 55er, and now we're a 170 pounder, you know. And so Ian Garry has been here. He's been waiting for this opportunity. He's seen this belt get passed around, so he's been training for an Usman, into a Leon, into a JDM, into a Bilal, into a everybody, you know. And so he is willing to fight anybody and everybody. He wants this challenge. He's hungry. Fuck, bro. It's like I think I'm picking with my heart with Islam, you know, because I think my brain does tell me Ian Garry, and that is the truth. Um, but you know what? I will change it, and it's because of that comment right there. I remember thinking about a week ago, and I was thinking I need to pick with my brain. Do not let my heart get into this, you know? Don't let my fucking heart. And
Yes,
it
brother.
is just like the emotional part of it, of just respecting Islam's greatness, everything that he has done at this point. But at the end of the day, you gotta look at what's ahead of you. And you know, stylistically, like you said, styles make matchups. Islam's gonna be shooting. I'm gonna regret this, obviously, if Islam fucking wrestle fucks him and dominates him to a decision the whole time, kind of like the JDM fight. I'm gonna be like, damn, I should have fucking known, you know. But that's gonna be everybody. Um, yeah, let me switch up. Let me go with you. I think this is a beautiful fight to make money on. Plus 275. I love that, you know, for the
Mm-hmm.
money side. I hate the reality of it though. Ian Gary's cringy, man. I'm not a fan of the personality.
I'm
It's
not a fan of
hilarious to
personality.
laugh at. It's entertaining in that aspect. I can't lie. So it definitely brings eyeballs. But yeah, obviously personality wise and stuff, I think the emotions, you know, like I'm on the Islam side of everything. But yeah,
Yep.
I'm gonna switch my pick, and yeah, I will ride with Ian Machado Gary. I'm not gonna go knockout. I'm gonna go by decision though. He's a point fighter.
Okay.
That's what he is. He's a smart fighter. We can rock with him by decision.
I respect it. I respect it, brother. And you know what? You about to make some money. That's all I gotta say. You gonna make some
Yep.
good money. Now give me a
Yeah, I
second.
think it'll be a perfect one to put
Go
by
ahead.
decision. Ian Garry by decision. You put money on that. I think you're making money. It's solid
Yeah,
money
I
right
mean,
there.
and especially with these odds, bro. To be honest, you can just put fucking Ian Garry money line. He can win whichever way he
Yep.
fucking wants, and you can make some good ass fucking cashola.
Exactly.
Hold on 1 second, bro. I'm
But
hitting
I
this.
am excited, super excited for this matchup. I mean, talk to me, bro. What you think? Like,
Bro, I think I'm manifesting greatness, and I think I'm manifesting Ian Garry doing what he fucking does best, and just showing that again. I truthfully, all biasness aside, Islam is super fucking great. He is really fucking good at what he does. But again, like I said before, styles make fights, and this style is just it really is a bad matchup for Islam. I think he could fare very well with a lot of people in this weight class, or a lot of people that don't have that the best wrestling pedigree or takedown defense. You know, but with Ian Garry in particular, I just
yep.
really feel like it's just gonna be it. Ian Garry's way too good with the takedown defense. Again, we saw what Shavkat was able to do with people. He was able to stuff 5 out of the 7 takedowns that Shavkat shot on him, right? Fucking again, we see both fighters, and this is the tricky part. Islam and Ian Garry, they're both improving every time we see them in that cage. Every time that door closes, we keep seeing a better version of both of them. I just think stylistically in the size difference, we're gonna see the best version of Ian Garry, and it's going to be able to beat whatever version Islam brings that night. That's truly what I think. Ian Islam's able to do something because he's able to mix in that takedown threat, and he's able to make fighters fight a little more cautious, and when he gets it to the ground he's able to do whatever the fuck he wants. But what happens when it's a fighter like Ian Garry that does not respect that takedown threat, that is able to shuck it off, show, because he again, you see Ian Garry whenever he fucking listen, it looks a little gay, but Ian Garry has
Yeah,
some good
I know.
hips.
Yeah.
He has some good hips on him. That boy is like the hips are tilted, brother. I mean tilted when he's defending them bitches. So, yeah, bro.
And bro, like I love just he's so good in the stand up too, that I could see a knockout actually now that I'm thinking about it. I am still gonna ride with decision, but I could see him really cracking Islam just because the way that he will throw shit in between sometimes and just throw you off with the timing. Um, yeah, he's definitely levels above Islam in the striking. As much as we talk about Islam striking has improved, and it has, it's not on no Ian Garry level. It's not
Yeah.
even like Ian Garry is an elite striker.
Mm-hmm.
So, um,
For sure.
yeah,
Yeah,
exciting
brother.
shit.
Super exciting shit. Super exciting. And why is this all taking forever? Hurry the fuck
And
up.
you know, there's not much data in this, but there might be a curse with that Anderson Silva record. Usman got knocked out, going for the record.
Yeah. Yeah. Very true. Very true. He did get knocked out, and he was winning the fight until that very end. Again, I think it's so difficult to be able to do what Anderson Silva did. So,
If Islam wins this though, then I'm not gonna go against him in the welterweight division. I don't think. Well, it depends how this fight goes, of course, because then we could potentially rock with a Carlos Prates by knockout. Or even a Michael Morales. Depends what's next for him. Also, bro, I seen this post that had to be a joke. That shit was so funny. It was definitely a joke, but I think they got Michael Morales weighing in as backup, right?
yes.
Bro, I seen a post and it was talking about since Neil Magny's already on the card, he's the backup fighter. You know, I was like, what the fuck?
No. Imagine. Nah, that shit's fucking hilarious.
That would really skew everybody's everything. You know, like imagine if Islam had to defend against Neil Magny, gets the first round sub again, kind of like Moicano. People be like, damn, Moicano, Neil Magny.
Bro, imagine. Nah, that would be fucking crazy. But yeah, I mean, again, y'all can say whatever y'all want about this card, but you know, this main event is just, it's gonna be something different, brother. Hey, go to the next slide.
Yes, sir. Oh, I don't have a next slide.
You don't? This shit gonna make me mad. We gotta click off of it. You have a next slide now?
I'm trying. Let's see. There we go. Perfect. All right.
Beautiful, beautiful. Let's see. Hold on, let me do something real quick. All right, there we go. Oh, no, don't do that. All right. My bad. I had to change our camera so you can see the whole thing.
Oh
But
yeah.
all right, brother. We
Bro.
getting. Hmm.
Oh wait. Never mind. Tripping. Yeah.
Yeah, brother. So yeah, brother. We get into our next little segment, our new little segment. We gonna look at ChatGPT. We gonna see what ChatGPT, what their predictions are for each fight. We gonna compare them with ours. Be real quick. Be real smooth with it. Yeah, brother. Yeah. We going with the first fight. Uh, I got Orabai by round 2 sub. You have Orabai by round 1 sub. ChatGPT thinks Orabai wins by decision.
Hey. You
Hey,
know, we're gonna see if they're the all-knowing. This is like you said, new segment for us. ChatGPT, they got a different visual than us. You know, they got
yeah.
some, a different brain. So we're gonna start comparing with them. But yeah, me and you both got him by submission. Chat is just wrong on this. Decision is crazy.
Decision
I
is
don't think
crazy.
Jeremiah Wells survives that long.
I don't think he does either. That would be insane if he does. Like, yeah, I mean, the heaviest favorite on the card. I don't see it going to decision, but we'll see. We'll see. Nonetheless,
Sir.
we all have Orabai. That's for
Yep.
sure. Yep. We move on. We got Neil Magny versus Brahima. I got Neil Magny by round 3 knockout. You have Brahima by round 2 sub. Chat got Neil Magny by decision, which I can see a decision by Magny. I put on my
Yeah.
thing. I taking round 3
That's how I
knockout,
would have
but
taken Neil.
I could see a decision. I'd lean towards the round 3 knockout. I'm not mad at this pick from ChatGPT. You can have this one.
Yep. I
Yeah.
mean, I love it. Me versus Chat and Chocolate Taco. You know,
Yeah.
um, it's me and me versus the world, baby. Me and Ramiz versus the world.
Yeah, yeah, you or
So
me, bro. Y'all got it. Y'all got it.
yeah, we
Damn,
rocking
brother.
with round 2 sub. New Magny's going damn.
We got Rafael Tobias versus Lucas Fernando. I got Lucas Fernando by knockout. Didn't pick a round. Couldn't decide. You got Lucas Fernando by round 2 knockout. Well, what can you guess? ChatGPT also has Lucas Fernando by round 2 knockout. Maybe y'all are
Yeah,
seeing
yeah,
something. Y'all might be seeing something.
yeah.
Again, we all have Fernando by knockout. Both y'all have round 2. Y'all might be onto something. We move
Something,
on.
baby.
I got Vicente Luque versus Trayshawn Gore. I got Trayshawn Gore by knockout. Again, couldn't decide on a round. You got Luque by decision. Chat also has Luque, but by round 2 sub.
I love that pick. I love that pick. Obviously, part of this segment is I think me and you are both gonna do this. We're gonna pick um Chat GPT's picks and put them into a parlay. We're gonna
Yeah.
do one with the money line, and then we're gonna do one with the method and rounds. We're gonna do exactly how chat does it. So two chat GPT
Yeah.
parlays. That's what I'm gonna do. Um, just to see,
Yeah, just to see.
Yeah. So yeah, it's got Vicente Luque round two sub. I fucking love that pick. Like I was talking about Vicente's ground game and his submissions, the Darce choke and Anaconda. I would love to see it. So
Yeah.
yeah, you got
Again,
Trayshawn Core.
yeah, bro. You're going against me and Chad on Brahima. I'm going against you and Chad on Trayshawn Gore and Luque. I think Gore gets it done. Y'all got Luque. We'll see. We'll see. We go into our next one. Dante Johnson versus Eric McConico. All three of us across the board, we all got Dante Johnson. That shouldn't be a surprise. I have round 2 knockout. You have round 1 knockout. Chat seeing what I'm seeing. We got the round 2 knockout. Nonetheless, we
Yes,
got
sir.
Dante by knockout. Round 1, round 2. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, bro.
Then we got Jalen Turner, Kate Fernandez. Um, I'm rocking with K. You rocking with K. Chat is drunk and is rocking with Taylor Turner. Um, they got him by round 2 knockout. Hey, we talked about this earlier. We both rocking with K. Do you have? Oh, you have decision. I have round 2 knockout. So yeah, I just think the opposite. Um, yeah, Chat's gonna be wrong on this one. Chat is drunk. You know.
Chat is drunk,
Uh,
brother. Yeah, Jalen Turner by round 2 knockout. I can't see it. Again, I do respect Jalen Turner's striking capabilities. I think Fernandez, the leg kicks, the devastating
yep, that's
power.
it.
Yep, it's gonna be a motherfucker for Jalen Turner. I just can't see it.
Chat didn't see
Uh,
the leg kicks. Chat
yeah.
didn't feel the leg kicks. He don't know.
uh,
He gonna learn.
yep.
But let him
Uh,
slide.
we got Chitty Chitty Bang Bang versus Joel Alvarez. This is my lock. I got Joel Alvarez round 1 knockout. You have Joel Alvarez round 1 sub. Chat also has Joel Alvarez, but he has round 2 sub. Both of y'all are leaning towards sub. We got a round 1, we got a round 2. I'm feeling round 1 by knockout. Nonetheless, we all three got Joel Alvarez. We all three got a finish by Joel Alvarez. What is the method? Pick your fucking poison.
Yes, sir. Next, we got Edson Barbosa versus Esteban Ribovic. Same thing all across the board. We are all rocking with Esteban Ribovic. You by decision, chat by decision. I got round 1 knockout. I don't believe in Edson Barbosa's durability anymore. That's my sole reasoning. Pick what you want, but it's Esteban Ribovic for sure.
For sure, that's one new bitch. We got Masur Abdul Malik versus Dustin Stolfich. All three of us got Mansur Abdul Malik. MAB. MMM. Yeah, MAM. Ma'am.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we all got ma'am. I got a round 2 knockout. You got a round 1 knockout. Chat. She's agreeing with me. Round 1 or round 2 knockout.
Yes, sir. Similar thing. Next fight, Charles Johnson, Jose Ochoa. Me and you both got decision. Chat got round 1 knockout. Chat just trying to go against us on some of this shit. We gotta let it slide. Uh, like I said, Charles Johnson, little chinny. I can see it. I respect it. We'll definitely sprinkle a little bit. Trust the chat. But yeah, me and you both got him by decision.
Yep. Moving to the co-main event. We got Mackenzie Dern versus Gillian Robinson. I got Mackenzie Dern. You got Mackenzie Dern. Chad got Mackenzie Dern. We both got round 3 sub. Chat seen a decision, and again, I'm not mad at the decision either. I'm not mad. I know she's been a little bit of a decision merchant as of late. Chat seen a decision. I respect it. All three of us got Mackenzie Dern though.
Yes, sir. And then main event, of course. Um, this is where chat GPT. I don't know how often it's gonna be picking underdogs. We might look out for that in the future. Again, the future,
The
the
future.
future. That
Wait,
sounds kind of,
that sounds a little familiar.
huh?
Hmm.
You know. Obviously both of us rocking with the future. Chat GPT, casual. Main event casual. We tried some
Casual.
of the other shit, but this is casual. When you start digging into chat, she'll talk nice to you. She'll do her research. You start talking to her main event, she turn into a casual.
Yep.
And so she's definitely rocking with Islam Makhachev, but we got the future.
We got the future. We got Ian Machado Garry. I got knockout. You got decision. Chat got Islam Makhachev by decision. yeah, brother. So I think I'm looking real quick, just brief overview. I think the only dog that chat has is Taylor Turner.
Is Vicente Luque not a dog?
Oh no, I think he's a favorite. Let me look. I mean, we're still on the same thing. We can just scroll. Where's he at? Where the fuck is he? Did I skip him? No, I didn't.
Oh yeah, Vicente's a dog. It's 110
okay.
plus 110.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. So he has 2 dogs.
Okay.
Oh wait,
Okay.
Jalen Turner is not a dog. He's a favorite.
Oh,
Yep.
that's true.
Yeah. So he has yeah, he has Vicente. So he has
Oh,
one dog.
Neil Magny's a dog.
Ooh,
Kind of
this
close
is
to a
true.
pick'em, but Neil
That
Magny
is
is a
true.
dog.
No, Magny is
Yeah.
a dog. Yep. So he has 2 dogs. 2 dogs on there.
I like it. I like it. Like it a lot. And I
Yes, sir.
like that like Chat went with Neil Magny and I went against him. You had him. And then Chat went with Vicente Luque with me and you went with Trayshawn Gore. So
Yeah.
either way, Chat gonna be with one of us and against us on 2 fights. So
Yep.
that's
And
fine.
then you head to the main event. Chats against both of us.
Yes,
So
sir.
I think that's the only one. Yeah, he's against both of us. Oh, and the Jalen Turner fight, also against
Yeah.
both of us.
Yeah, Chat going down on that one.
Yep. So yeah, brother. Shit. Best of luck to you. Best of luck to Chat. I'm very curious to see how we all do at the end of this. And we'll return next week.
Yes, sir. And one last thing, we are 4-0 on the locks. Make sure you get a 2-leg parlay. Joel Alvarez, Dante Johnson. You will
Yes.
hit. We're 4-0,
You
baby.
will fucking hit. Trust the process. Yes,
Undefeated,
sir.
undisputed.
Yes, sir.
And new.
And new.
Co-main and still.
Yes, sir. This is beautiful. Well, chat, I'm going to catch y'all on the flip side. We'll be back same time ish next week, same day. Y'all stay blessed. Y'all make that money.